Well, hello again and welcome to my channel. I'm Fraser from Metalworking in France. I've got a little project on today. A gentleman who looks after a fishing lake here in France, and he's got a problem with, I believe it's called a monk. It's where there's a trap door that can be removed or raised up to allow water to allow a certain amount of water out of the lake for drainage purposes or whatever. I'm not really quite sure what it's for. Anyway, it's like a trap door effect. So I've got to make up a shaft to go from the trap door itself to the winding handle that lifts it up and down. It's been destroyed over the years. I think it's probably rusty or whatever. The trap door itself is brass. The screw is brass. So I've just got to make a steel length of rod to connect the two together so that the monk can be used. Okay, and I've got to make a brass tapered slide rail basically, so that the monk can slide up and down in like a dovetail effect. Okay, so follow me in the next few frames, and you can see how I go about this process. Okay. Here you can see I'm just using a wire brush to clean up this brass thread. It's a bit dirty basically. It's just corrosion. Brass does tend to corrode when it's immersed in water quite a lot. So, but it's not coming up too bad. I've just got to clean the muck off it really. So here I'm drilling out just a smaller hole than the one I actually need. I think this one's about 19mm diameter. So I'm just running this through to the full depth of the collar that I'm making to join the two pieces together. I've speeded it up quite a bit so that you don't get too bored watching this. As I say, I'll just put this drill through till I get into the depth I need, and then I can increase the size later. Now I'm putting in a 25mm drill. I'm going to go in approximately 40mm. The whole collar is going to be about 100mm long. I'll just go in 40mm from each end. I'll part this piece off, and then I can go 40mm from the other end as well to form a shoulder, just so that I go into a certain depth on each piece of material. This piece just needs to be welded on. Here I'm machining a piece of brass. It's 10mm thick by about 40mm wide. I'm just machining on an angle of 45 degrees to act as a running guide for the valve itself. That's machining in quite nicely actually. So now I'll just finish machining this piece of brass so that I get a nice 45 degrees on the whole width of it. And that will form a nice keyway, a key basically for the valve to slide up and down. So here we can see the angled plate that I've made, which is to act as a guide just for this valve. So, and I've fitted this piece on here, made this rod. This end piece screws onto the end here, goes onto the valve itself, and then we go just over 2 meters in length down here, and this is the piece I put on here. This is welded on, a collar, and then this piece will go in with a roll pin to hold it in place. So it's just over 2 meters long. Should be okay for closing off this monk. So there we are, another little job complete. Well, not so little actually. This valve unit to go on the monk on a fishing lake. I think it's called a monk anyway. I'm not really quite sure what it is. I don't know much about lakes or fishing. Being an engineer, don't really get into that realm of things. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Look out for more videos in the future, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. And in the meantime, I wish you goodbye.